Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, let's be honest here. I'm gonna be waxing lyrical about Netflix and BBC's hilariously deadpan and surprisingly informative, if only in terms of following the correct chronology, mockumentary Cunk On Earth, featuring Philomena Cunk, brilliantly portrayed by Diane Morgan. Do yourself a favor and watch this right now on Netflix. And if you're sharing a password with your friend, make this one of the last shows you watch before the poverty of one of you ensures that you don't have access to it. This mockumentary takes us on a journey through the life of us humans on this planet we call Earth, from how it started with the prehistoric man to how civilization, religion, democracy, industrial revolution, colonization, and a whole bunch of other things came into existence, and finally stops at the present, mildly speculating about the future of humankind. And it does this in a guaranteed laugh a minute manner. How many shows do you know of where from the moment you watch the trailer, you're hooked and you just straight up continue on to the show, binge watch it, and then proceed to write a podcast recommending it? Well, the number is surely below 5 for me, so that should give you some indication of two things. One, how good the show is, and two, how well the show has worked for me. And with point two comes the argument that maybe not everybody will find it as entertaining or as funny as I did. Well, sure. To them I say, if you are a fan of British deadpan humor, historical occurrences being conveyed to you encased in a delectable comedy covering, and a lady who for me is brilliantly channeling her inner David Attenborough to land a joke a minute or maybe even more, and by the way, her maintaining that straight face and tone throughout the series while asking ridiculous questions to legit experts and saying even more ridiculous things to the camera made me literally laugh out loud. With that interjection out of the way, going back to, yes, a lady who for me is brilliantly channeling her inner Attenborough. If all these things are your cup of tea, then my friend, this show is for you. Please binge it and you won't regret it. And finally, repeatedly at the beginning of each episode, Miss Cunk keeps remarking that this show is soon to be award winning, and I strongly agree with this sentiment and desperately hope that this does indeed come true. This is a comedy goldmine, and it deserves to take some gold in the form of awards home too. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This has been a vocal recommendation, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please give this podcast a follow on your preferred podcast platforms and on YouTube. Follow me on my socials for links to my episodes, the occasional meme, and general chatter about films and Arsenal Football Club at Podcast Plural. Thank you.